Hello everyone and welcome back to another Far North spearfishing video. We've just driven through Ahipara and down the hill into Te Kohanga, or Shipwreck Bay as it's known, and we're cruising around the reef. This area is all the lands of the Te tribe, and we're super fortunate in that they let anyone access this area, providing that they don't do anything stupid around here. So when you're coming around here, I think it's really important to be respectful of that. It's a beautiful area, as you can see from these clips, and it's really nice that it's open for all New Zealanders to come and enjoy. Well, good morning everyone. We've just had a pretty cruisy drive around the reef and the sun's just peeking over the hill here, and coast has gone nice and flat. So I bet you can guess what we're going to do. We're out there. As I hopped into the water, I was greeted by fantastic visibility. This was probably one of the best days visibility I've ever had around the reef, with a good probably 5 meters of viz, and nice blue water, warm as and quite fishy. I'd seen a few snapper around, so I dropped down and just hugged the bottom, hoping I might pique the curiosity of some of them. But when this drummer came in, I decided to shoot it and basically burley it up. These guys are pretty damn good burley. So pulled it in and started burling it up, put a whole lot of cuts in it, and started scraping the meat off it a bit, get a bit of a burley trail happening in the water. Then dropped down and put the drummer down and put the rock on it. That was mainly just so a stingray or anything would have a bit of a harder time taking the drummer away. I sort of wanted the burley to stay put. So I took off and had a bit of an explore around. Basically looking for crayfish and paua. It's what we sort of expect to get when we come around here. And wasn't really finding much. It was quite interesting. But yeah, came back for a check of the burley. And this first drop was pretty interesting. Just cruised down, hugged the reef, and just slowly worked my way along towards the edge. And I was sort of quite surprised I wasn't really seeing anything here. But yeah, just slowly crept along. And then had this guy roll through. Nice little shark. And so I knew something must be happening. Sort of crept along a bit more, and then the snapper started to appear. They must have been following the shark. So yeah, took a shot at that guy, and actually what happened here is my shooting lines got tangled in my spear gun rubbers and stopped the shaft going through the fish. So I've kind of stuffed it up. So just a little bit frustrating. But anyway, I refreshed the burley. I actually pulled the drummer up and chunked up a bit more off it, and then set it back down again. and went away for a bit longer, did a bit more hunting for crayfish and paua, and came back to recheck the burley again. Similar sort of approach as last time, trying to sort of keep low and come at it slowly. And yeah, I've got snapper feeding on it here. So now it's more of a case of which one do I take. They all look to be about the same size. I'd seen a big one before, but it didn't seem to have come back. So basically it was just when I got a good shot, I'd take it. And had this guy swim up to me. And took a pretty reasonable shot through him. I was kind of going for an icky shot, but I didn't quite get it where I wanted it. And so I had a bit of a fight with him. But yeah, that was the first fish to take home and eat for the day, and not a bad little snapper. Nothing huge, but certainly good eating size. As you can see, he's not giving up easily. Quick icky with the spear tip. I've actually got my knife on me, but it's back at the catch bag, so I just often find that it's easier to icky them with the spear and then deposit them in the catch bag. So popped back down, had another look, and had these big kahawai cruising around, so yeah, decided to take one of them. I did want a bit of fish today. I was heading over to my parents' place later on and wanted to be able to give them some, so took the opportunity to take this fat kahawai. Nice big kahawai, same deal, give them an icky, and with kahawai, it pays to bleed them as well, so let's get rid of the spear, get the knife in the gills and cut through the bloodline, get the blood out of the fish, makes the flesh taste a little bit better. So I'd moved the burley after shooting that snapper and the kahawai on it, and just moved it, figured I'd spook that area, so moved it and went in and started looking for crayfish and paua again. I found these couple of crayfish, got blown off the spot before I had a chance to grab the second one. We were sort of quite in the shallow here, and we had a bit of swell still rolling over and pushing me around a little bit. So yeah, got this first one and gave it a measure, and it was just a bit too small, so let it go. And then dropped back down to see if I could get the next one, the other one that I'd seen in the previous clip. Managed a good grab on this, quite easily. And went back to the bag and gave this one a measure as well, and unfortunately it's the same deal as the last one, just a bit too small, so I had to put it back. Right, now to recheck the burley again. And didn't know what to expect here. Hadn't seen any snapper where I'd put this burley for the second spot, so didn't know whether there'd be anything on it. But once again, just a nice slow approach over the edge, sort of keeping my eyes open. Sometimes you get snapper swimming around a bit off the burley, and yeah, I've got kahawai swimming around here, a little snapper there. And I can actually see it. You can't see it in this clip, but I can actually see a reasonable snapper on this. So I reach out and take a shot and get that stone shot I'm looking for. No huge snapper, but quite a nice eating size fish, this one. And yeah. Chris comes over and we have a bit of a chat. I've got that drummer down at the burley over there. Have you shot any kahawai yet?
Nah.
There's quite a few around, eh? They're quite big.
Yeah.
How much longer have we got?
Fuck, I don't even know. How long have we been out here?
Quite a while. You tell me when you want to go.
I'm whenever.
Okay. Well, I've got a pretty decent feed. I've got a couple of snapper and a kahawai, so...
Yeah. Whenever you're ready. Fuck, I'm trying to... There's just no crays around, eh?
Eh?
No crays around there.
Nah. Did you get any power? No, I found one before, but it was just under. I had the spear pretty firmly wedged in the snapper and I was struggling to get it out, so I used the old couple of feet on the snapper technique to pull it out. I've had to do this a few times when you wedge the spear into the snapper's head, and yeah, managed to get it out in the end. Sort of a bit of a laugh, really. And yeah, managed to get him in the catch bag. So I'd actually said to Chris I wanted one more fish before we left. Basically a kahawai and a snapper for my parents and a kahawai and a snapper for myself. So I just dived on the burley one more time and sort of got a little bit surprised here when a kingy swam up to me. So I took a quick shot and got a pretty good shot into it, and then I realised that the kingy behind it was significantly bigger. Perhaps I should have waited and had a crack at the second one, but that's the way it goes sometimes. I was still super happy with the one I had a shaft into, but yeah. Chris! Oh, fuck. He's gone. I'd just been talking to Chris like moments before, but he'd decided to head in and yeah, poke my head up to look for him because he could have had a shot at one of these other kingies that are still swimming around, but no, he was gone unfortunately. So yeah, it just sort of left me to battle my one, watching all these other significantly larger ones swimming around. Like that one down there is probably at least 25 kilos. It's a really good fish. But anyway, I'd put a really decent shot into my one, and it wasn't too long before I was able to grab it, get a bit of a hold on it, and get the knife in and get an icky into it and put it out of its misery. And same as the kahawai, cut the gills, get the blood out of the meat, make it last for longer. And we actually were still eating this fish 6 days after I caught it, and it was still absolutely tip-top condition. So yeah, from there just clip it onto the float line, and we made the swim back in. Alright, we're back in. That was a pretty interesting dive. There was like no crayfish. All the spots where we'd normally find them, just absolutely barren. But there were a few fish swimming around, so I've had a pretty reasonable spear, and oh, got these two. So I've actually got another couple of snapper and a kahawai there as well, and I did see one really decent snapper. I shot a drummer and put that down as a burley, and it came back in on it, but I couldn't get onto it. Bit of bad luck, but never mind. I wouldn't say that's bad luck. I'd say I've done pretty well. So we're going to quickly pack up and get back around the reef before the tide gets in too high, and go about the rest of our day. So that's probably pretty much it for this video, guys. I'll say thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Alright guys, I got a few clips driving back around the reef on our way home, and I'll just let them roll out. But while they're rolling out, just like to remind you guys that if you've liked this video, I'd really appreciate it if you would give it a thumbs up, and if you've got something to say, the comment section down below is open for everyone. I always enjoy reading people's comments, and yeah, they're much appreciated. So I'll leave it at that and say cheers, and we'll see you next time.